Hello everyone. Today I am going to talk about types of organization, its advantages, disadvantages and suitability. Now we will see the different types of organization. On the basis of nature, different methods and levels of authority and responsibility, there are 6 types of organization. First is line organization, second is line and staff organization, third is functional organization, fourth is project organization, fifth is matrix organization, last and sixth is committee organization. Now we will see in details each type of organization, its advantages, disadvantages and suitability. First, line organization. Line organization is the simplest and oldest form of organizational structure. It is also known as military or departmental or scalar or hierarchical organization. As it is clear from the figure, in line organization, authority flows vertically downwards from top to bottom throughout the organization. The quantity of authority is highest at the top and reduces at each successive level. Under this organization, each department is generally a complete self-contained unit. A separate person will look after the activity of department and has a full control over the department. The superior communicates his decision and orders to his subordinates. The subordinates in turn can communicate them to those who are immediate under them. So this shows a scalar chain of command. This type of organization is followed in military. Coming to the advantages of line organization, which are as follows. First, line organization structure is very simple to understand and to operate. Second, in this organization, communication is fast and easy, and feedback can be acted upon faster. Third, it makes rapid decision, so effective coordination is possible. Fourth, in this organization, responsibility is fixed, so mistakes can be easily identified. And last, in this organization, discipline is very strong. Following are the disadvantages of line organization. First, it is rigid form of organization, so there is lack of flexibility. Second, in the line organization, authority may become dictator. Third, in this organization, there is lack of specialization because there is no provision for specialists. Next, it is likely to encourage nepotism. And last disadvantage is line organization does not provide any means by which a good worker may be rewarded and a bad worker may be punished. Talking about line organization suitability or fitness, this structure is fit for small scale or sole proprietor business organization. Second, it is also fit for organization having simple routine operation, automatic and continuous production function, short chain of command and few subordinates at each level. The second type of organization is line and staff organization. Combining the advantages of line organization and functional organization, a new type of organization is developed, that is line and staff organization. Line and staff organization is large in size and a modified version of line organization. In line and staff organization, the line authority remains the same as it does in the line organization. In addition, the specialists are attached to the line managers to advise them on important matters. These specialists are the experts of various departments who provides technical support and advice to the line manager. The staff officials do not have any power of command in the organization as they are employed to provide only expert advice to the line manager. In line and staff organization, the flow of authority and responsibility remains same like line organization and does not undergo any changes. Coming to the advantages of line and staff organization. First advantage is that this type of organization reduce burden on line managers. Second advantage is that it promotes better decision as a staff specialist help the line manager. Third advantage is that in line and staff organization there is low wastage. Fourth advantage is that in line and staff organization experts knowledge are available. Fifth advantage is that as expert knowledge is available, quality of product will be better. And the last advantage is that this type of organization is flexible compared to line organization. Following are the disadvantages of line and staff organization. First disadvantage is that allocation of duties between line and staff is not clear. Second disadvantage is that in this organization, staff generally advise to the line, but line decide and acts. So staff often feel powerless. Third disadvantage is that officers are much educated, so their ideas are more theoretical than practical. Fourth disadvantage is that in this organization, specialist staff demand higher salary, so it is very expensive. And the last disadvantage is that confusion and conflict may arise between line and staff because authority and responsibility are not clear. Talking about suitability of line and staff organization, it is suitable or fit for medium and large organizational structure because it is very costly in nature. Third type of organization is functional organization. The line organization does not provide a specialist in the structure. Many jobs require specialized knowledge to perform them. Under functional organization, various activities of the enterprise are classified according to certain functions like production, marketing, finance, and personnel. Each function of this organization is performed by an expert, and functional experts have authority to issue orders in their expertise area. This organization structure is based on the concept of Taylor's functional foremanship. So, sometimes this organizational structure is also known as Taylor's organization. For every department like finance, marketing, production have its expert who have authority to direct control their own departments. So we can say that in functional organization, multiplicity of commands are found. Coming to the advantages of functional organization, its first advantage is that specialization leads mass production. Second advantage is that staff specialists are given the authority to decide and do things in an unlimited way. Third advantage is that the scope of the work is limited so that staff can perform work easily. Fourth advantage is that it reduces the burden on the top executive. Fifth advantage is that it increases the work satisfaction for the specialist because they can do what they like to do. Next advantage is that it is flexible in nature. And the last advantage is that in case of functional organization, expansion of business is possible. Following are the disadvantages of functional organization. First disadvantage is that it violates principle of unity of command. Second disadvantage is that the operation of functional organization is very complicated. Third disadvantage is that in case of functional organization, lack of coordination among functional executives delays the decision-making process. And last disadvantage is that in this organization, discipline is very hard to achieve because workers are under different bosses. Fourth type of organization is project organization. It is an organization which is formed temporarily for the specific project for a specific period of time for a specific place. In a project organization, a project manager is responsible to coordinate the activities of project staff working on a specific project. A project manager draws various specialists from different functional departments and assigns them activities necessary to accomplish a project. Following are the advantages of project organization. First, it controls and fixes individual responsibility. Second, creativity is developed in project organization. Third, it leads development of strong teamwork. And last, project organization save money and time. Coming to the disadvantages of project organization. First disadvantage is that overlapping of authority and responsibility between project manager and project staff creates conflicts. Second disadvantage is that project staff employment is insecure. And third disadvantage is that moving from one project organization to other project staff loyalty is reduced. Fifth type of organization is matrix organization. Matrix organization was introduced in USA in early 1960s. Basically, it is a combination of two or more organizational structure, for example, functional organization and project organization. The organization is divided into different functions, for example, purchase, production, research and development, etc. Each function has a functional manager, and the organization is also divided on the basis of project, for example, project A, project B, project C. Each project has a project manager. So the employees has to work under the two authorities. The first advantage of matrix organization is sound decisions. In a matrix organization, all decisions are taken by experts, therefore the decisions are very good. Second advantage is development of skills. Matrix organization helps the employees to develop their skill because marketing people can learn about finance and finance people can learn about marketing. Its third advantage is that it leads a specialization. In a matrix organization, there is a specialization. The functional managers concentrate on the technical matters while the project manager concentrate on the administrative matter of the project. And last advantage of matrix organization is it leads optimum utilization of resources. In the matrix organization, many projects are run at the same time. Therefore, it makes optimum use of the human and physical resources. There is no wastage of resources in matrix organization. First disadvantage of matrix organization is increase in workload. In a matrix organization, workload is very high. The managers and employees not only have to do their regular work, but also have to manage their additional works like attending numerous meetings. Second disadvantage is that high operational cost. In a matrix organization, the operational cost is very high. This is because it involves a lot of paperwork, reports, meeting, etc. Third disadvantage is that absence of unity of command. In a matrix organization, there is no unity of command. This is because each subordinate has two bosses, that is functional manager and project manager. Next disadvantage is that difficulty of balance. In a matrix organization, it is not easy to balance the administrative and technical matters. It is also difficult to balance the authority and responsibility of the project manager and functional manager. Last disadvantage is power struggle. In a matrix organization, there may be a power struggle between the project manager and the functional manager. Matrix organization is suitable for multi-project organizations. It is mainly used by large construction companies that construct huge residential and commercial projects in different places at the same time. Each project is carried out by a project manager. He is supported by many functional managers and employees of the company at the same time. Sixth and last type of organization, which is discussed in this video, is committee organization. Committee organization is a group of people who work collectively, discuss, decide, and recommend solutions to the problems which possibly cannot be solved by an individual. There are different types of committee organization. First, short-term or ad hoc or temporary committee organization. Second, standing committee organization. Third, executive committee organization. And last, advisory committee organization. Short-term committee organization solves short-term problems or issues, while standing committee organization meet an ongoing basis to manage a recurring or regular issue. Other hand, advisory committee organization have only a recommender's role and cannot enforce implementation of their advice, while executive committee organization performs a double role of decision taking and ordering its executive. The board of directors are example of executive committee. First advantage of committee organization is that it provides a forum. Committee organization provide a forum for pooling of knowledge and experience of many persons of different skills, age and backgrounds. Second advantage is that committees are excellent means of transmitting information and ideas both upward and downward. Third advantage is that committee organization improve coordination. When department heads are member of committees, people get opportunity to understand each other problems and hence improve coordination. Last advantage is that committee organization reduce workload of management. The first disadvantage of committee organization is lack of individual responsibility. In case of committee organization, no individual is held responsible for wrong decision. Second disadvantage is that it is an expensive form of organization. Third disadvantage is that in case of committee organization, as committee consists of large number of persons, it is difficult to maintain secrecy. And the last disadvantage is that committee organization delay action. Committee organization is suitable for large complex corporate organizations which have multifaceted problems that are very big and complex in nature. So it becomes difficult for an individual to manage them alone. Thank you.